I may tell a little jokey joke, but I will never tell a lie. A lot could definitely happen in a month, y'all. Like, a lot could happen in a month. Like, you could end up having a whole boot on your foot in a month. Hey y'all, it's Millie and welcome to another video. If you don't know, I'm in school online for Full Sail University studying graphic design. I make new videos every month after I finish a class, so I could give y'all some insight on what the program consists of. Let me get my receipts. So in my past video, if y'all don't remember, I couldn't give you guys a final grade for college mathematics because it rolled into the following month. But what I could tell y'all now is that grade for college mathematics, we passed with a B minus 80.62. I'm not mad because, as I was saying, I was not excited to do math at all. All I wanted to do was pass, and we passed. Last month, we had typography and page layout. Just like college mathematics rolling into typography and page layout, that's kind of how page layout rolled into my next class. So this video is everything about typography and page layout. I'm 100% sure that I still have the proof of it. Give me a second. We got 2 new tattoos also. One on the knee and one under Bobby the boot. For the first week of typography and page layout, we passed with a 96.43. So for the first week, we had a lecture, we had a exercise with grid structure, we had a discussion board, and we had our first project. Now remember, if you've been tuning in, I said a lot of the times you just have to kind of be careful because what you do in week 1 of assignments, it will carry on to the rest. And that's kind of how this course went. I can really say I have no complaints about this class. I feel like the challenges that were given to us to do, it was pretty good to learn what needed to get done about learning typography and page layout. So let's see if you guys can see if I could kind of help y'all out. It's a little bit better. These were just like all my examples of good and bad, and we had to give reasonings as to why it was good and reasonings as to why it was bad. So that's kind of what week 1 entailed of. So week 2, I passed with a 99.29. We had a video about hierarchy and kerning, which you had to get that certificate for. We had a discussion board, and then we had a scavenger hunt. And basically you would utilize stuff that was around you to kind of classify which hierarchy was used. So this was my scavenger hunt, just looking at books. This was for modern title and why I considered it to be like that type of typeface. Going into sans serif, and again why slab serif, and why old style decorative, which was bomb because I had a little cookbook on my island that I could use for that. Right aligned, left aligned, justified, you know, stuff along the lines of that. That was kind of an assignment for week 2. Then we had a typesetting and alignments project that we had to do. Basically, he provided us with a paragraph that we had to fix in InDesign using like the different alignments and typesettings. We kind of had like our own free doing with it, if that makes sense. So here I used a bit of kerning just to separate it a bit. I used some bolds in some and kind of just brought it together so it was a bit smaller. This one, I wanted to try something different. I thought it was just a cool way to kind of do the layout, which is right there. It was very fun. I could say that the more time you took on trying out new ways of doing it, the better it looked. This was like my favorite one that I had done. So it was really fun. That was left aligned. This one, I just made a couple of the words a bit bigger. I played with the kerning, played with, you know, italic and so on and so forth. Like this one wasn't too bad. Like I said, the more you spent doing it, the better it was. And this is like my all-time favorite one. Just making it into a T. I thought that was pretty dope. And that was week 2. Now week 3, things started to get a little bit shaky. I passed week 3 with a 98.57. We had a lecture, which you guys know I work. Like I just can't, and I work in a psych ward. I tell y'all this every video. I don't do lectures unless I'm off of work. I have no signal in my job to even try to attend a lecture. But everything is always pre-recorded or recorded and passed on. So again, those InDesign videos you just gotta watch. There were a couple of those. Lecture, which I ended up watching after I got out of work. We had a visual word exercise, which was really fun. You pick words from a list that he gives you, and you just kind of use kerning and tracking and alignments and placements, excuse me, to show a visual example. So another thing that was done for week 3 was going into starting our magazine layout. So I believe it was 5 words, if I'm not mistaken. Here is one of my words. It was broken. I had stacked. That's what I did for stacked. It was awkward. Squeeze. There was crash. That was pretty much all of my visual words for completing my week 3. So we had to create a multi-page layout for a magazine. We were sent links and magazine inspiration. We had to make a Pinterest board and send that in. We had to do a creative brief document in Acrobat. We had to do a layout sketch. We had to pick an article, embed the sketches into the creative brief. And yeah, so I chose a cute little magazine or article that was about why music makes us feel the way we feel, or something along the lines of that. Okay, so this was my photo that she had to include in it. Here were my sketches for it, and that was pretty much all. And going into week 4, we had to piece all of that together and make our magazine. We did have a couple videos that we had to watch, which were hella long. This is like a cheat sheet, but not a cheat sheet, because if you never thought about this, you thinking small. You gotta think big.
You be thinking big, bitch.
I have a MacBook. My spouse has a MacBook. I have an iPad. Spouse has an iPad. So when it came to these videos, and again, if you never thought about this, you thinking small, you're not thinking big. I have a video playing on every single Apple device that you could think of in the house, and everything is playing the next video. I can't do it. I am so sorry. Call it cheating. I call it thinking big and not thinking small.
Think big, bitch.
That's all I'm saying. But sometimes you gotta be careful, because there are tests in between those videos. I pass them, but still, don't ask me how. I don't know. That's my cheat sheet, and I'm sticking to it. Going into the final project for week 4. Why is this so humongous? So here was my my beginning, well, my first page of my magazine. Here's my caption and my description of my photo with the caption. I use a lot of white space in it. Here's my pull quote and my body text. They provide you with an ad to use. You can use as many ads as you want. I just chose one because we're not gonna do too much. My subheadings, so on and so forth. And that was pretty much my last assignment of the class. Let me see if I can pull it up on InDesign. Yeah, there we go. This is the layout of it side by side. I'm not sure why it's loading up single file line, but that was my final project. So with that being said, again, I can say I don't really have any complaints when it comes to this class, and it was pretty fun. I do not have a final grade for you guys because it rolled into this month's class. I finished this class on the 2nd. Today is the 4th. I start my next class on the 6th, which is weird. But what I can say is at this moment, without that last assignment being graded, I had a 98.24 in typography and page layout. So yeah, again, I could say that I'm pretty sure I'm gonna pass the class, but right now I have a 23, something along the lines of that. My next class, again, it starts on Thursday. So my classes, when I first started my online, it went from each class starting on the 1st, ending on the 30th, starting on the 1st, ending on the 28th. Like everything was from the 1st to the end of the month to like it starting mid first week and ending going in to the next month, which I don't like, but it's whatever. My next class is digital and audio video online. It says the digital audio and video course is a production course that introduces the concepts of timeline-based editing for audio and video. Students will be introduced to the primary concepts of storytelling, sound design, imaging, and editing while adhering to the process of a professional production workflow. Out of all that, I learned not only am I a graphic designer, apparently I am a videographer too. I don't know what this class, I don't know why. Why am I in this class for graphic design? But we already $62,000 deep, so we're just gonna take it and go with it. Thanks for tuning into this video. Again, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concern of my school well-being mentally, y'all let me know. Until next time, I will see you at the end of digital audio and video class.